Winter is coming.
Where are my dragons?
In the Game of Thrones, you either win or you die.
The things I do for love.
A Lannister always pays his debts.
Chaos is a ladder.
Hodor.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
We
We are the Rewatchers on the wall.
Game of Thrones, bitch. Season 8.
is it?
So we are exactly 6 days from right now. In fact, 5 days and 22 hours from now, we will be watching the Season 8 premiere of the much anticipated
Is that intentional?
final season of the Game of the Thrones. I'm pretty stoked. I was actually thinking today, I'm so sick of preview content. And then my friends were like, are you going to go record a preview podcast tonight? And I was like, yes, I am. But it's just all the articles that are just saying the most random crap or the death pools and all that. I'm like, I just want this. I'm probably feeling the same way about Endgame. I just want this thing to start. But we're going to preview it because there are a lot of fun things worth talking about and hearing about. And I think all of our interaction with the show is a little bit different. So we haven't rewatched anything and we're not on a wall, but we're here. How you guys doing?
So good.
Great.
So ready for more Game of
Fresh.
Thrones, honestly.
Yeah.
I like I'm ready. I was feeling pretty tired at the end of season 7, but I'm ready.
We've had a couple week break. You guys really did binge this. I mean, over 2 months, maybe less.
Yeah, about 2 months. Maybe
So
a little bit longer,
This
but yeah.
viewing experience is going to be pretty different for you. Anticipating the next one, I think you'll enjoy it more.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be it'll be a weird thing. This is like exactly the same way I watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Was I waited till a few months before the final season and then watched everything and then just watched the last season with everyone.
Randomly did that with Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I did it with Breaking Bad. No, I'd say I watched maybe the last 2 of Breaking Bad. And they kind of split the last season, so I don't even know.
Yeah. That was a weird one.
Ooh. So they've released so far a trailer, a TV spot that's really just a remix of the trailer. They've done a couple of like teasers and stuff. So I just want to know, what have you consumed of the video content? Because I've consumed all but one of the trailers because it says you see Jon and Arya meet, and I don't know if that's true, but I don't want to wait. I want to wait on that. But everything else, it's gotten me really
Are you nodding your
excited.
head because that's true? Have you watched it, Riley?
No, but I've heard that they.
Oh, you've heard of
I
it.
mean,
Okay.
in one of the trailers, you see all the Starks together, so
Yeah, I don't
they're all
want to
gonna
see
be
that.
together.
They're doing
I
the
guess,
awkward like family picture thing. They've got one hand on
Yeah.
their shoulder.
They're on a
quarter
tree
turned.
branch.
Right.
It's
You
real
know how it's
weird.
the thing right now to recreate a childhood sibling picture?
Oh,
They should do that from season 1 and out. They'll just be all this space.
they've got to prop Bran up.
Bran just falling in the background.
So good.
He's tied to a high branch in a tree.
He's getting high off the tree.
Oh, he's enjoying it a little too much. But yeah, one of them is like a teaser where it just shows, it's called Aftermath, and it's just like Winterfell in ruins and cold, and then you kind of get the full trailer, which a lot of voiceovers. I watched an 1.5-hour breakdown of that trailer, and I'm not ashamed.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
It's pretty hardcore. But yeah, it shows like clearly we're going to get a giant battle at Winterfell.
Right.
And it kind of shows the moment of this army marching up. It looks pretty cool. There's only one minor little thing I think kind of got spoiled by them. And you guys can decide if you guys want to talk about that. But what do you think about the trailers and stuff you've seen so far, Tyler?
I've only watched actually I've technically seen 2. I saw that first HBO like sizzle reel segments that they showed. And then I saw the main season 8 trailer, and I thought it was fine. I mean, it was kind of what I expected, being the finale of such a huge TV show. They were so careful on what they showed and what they didn't show that it almost kind of felt not as big as it needed to for me. Like watching it, I didn't get the same amount of excited as I've been for things in the past that I've been as excited for, if that makes any sense.
But I'd rather have them play it close to the vest.
Exactly. Yeah. No. I much prefer that. I'd much prefer to have no trailers and me to have a really kick-ass movie that's not spoiled at all. Right. But yeah. No. There's some interesting tidbits in there. We get a glimpse of the Golden Company. I think was like the most new thing that I saw sailing over. We've got Arya running through the dark. My favorite thing I've seen so far. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's so dark," but if you turn up the brightness, you can see everything. But it's really you're just seeing Winterfell in the background, and so someone photoshops if you turn up the brightness, you can see our boy, and it's got Robert Baratheon in the background, sneaking around the corner. But it's just a lot of. There's some cool things. You see Jaime fighting, which you're how does he do that now? And
right, yeah.
Stuff like that, but it's just a lot of vague imagery. A lot of you see pretty much everyone. I think actually one thing it does show that it wasn't really confirmed is Tormund, Beric.
Oh, they're alive. Okay,
they're with Ed, and they're walking down a tunnel. So they're
Ed. Okay, yeah,
they survived
Dolores Ed. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
cool. Okay,
I don't know.
That was one of the. I feel like that was one of the big questions. That we had at the end of last season.
And that's something I honestly don't mind them showing if, in the trailer. Yeah. Because I don't think they're going to try and make a reveal out of it in the show. So it's it's nice to just get it over with in the trailer and be okay, good. They're still alive. Let's go.
Do we have a sense for how much time will have passed? It'll be pretty quick, right?
I don't think very much at all.
Immediately after, probably.
That's what I would
They're
think,
headed back to Winterfell, and I think them arriving seems to be the first thing.
Cool. Okay.
Oh, what's the over/under for starting with a flashback?
Oh man,
I don't think they will.
You don't think they will?
I don't know. I think
or a vision, a brand vision.
Yeah,
flashback.
I think this has one of the higher chances that will happen because they're gonna try to tie Ned into it more. You know what I mean? I feel like that.
Right.
I feel like that stuff's gonna happen. So. I could see a cold open on something, and it's just a good trick to pull at the beginning of your last season to be oh man, you're stoked you sat through our 6-minute intro, and now you're ready to see all those characters you love, and here's some 12-year-old kids who are people that you do know, but we're not going to tell you who, that kind of stuff. I could totally see
I actually
that.
think there's a good chance Sean Bean shows up in the season in a flashback.
And honestly, with all the de-aging we've seen in movies lately, Sean Bean could be 16 years old.
Any age, and he'll play him.
They'll cut that actor who played young Ned Stark loose and just have Sean Bean play his 15-year-old self.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we get Sean Bean, Ned Stark in either a flashback or a flashback that's almost because we've seen Bran kind of dabble in messing with shit in the past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe Ned Stark was in on that shit the whole time, and he's talking to him, just he's "Hey, bud, what's going on?" That's how I talk to my son. I shouldn't. Hey, bud,
a little.
Did you have a good nap?
He's I still am nap. Because he's worked in your lamp or something. I don't know.
But no, something like that or. Some way of communing with the dead could be interesting. I don't know. It's very fan servicey, but also could be done in a very tasteful way to make it
I feel
not feel so cheap.
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing that they dropped that breadcrumb and they haven't really resolved that in a really satisfying way as far as what Bran can do within that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that would be interesting.
Because it would feel weird if it was just Hodor and then that's it. He doesn't mess with anything anymore.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
Man.
All right. Well, while we're talking about gambling,
oh no! Do you have? Are there wait.
Yeah.
Have you watched any more, Riley, or any more the trailers and stuff?
Watched the one trailer and then the snippets that are on Instagram. As you're scrolling, they'll show little tidbits, but nothing.
Anything
crazy.
new in those that we haven't talked about?
Not that
That'd be
I've
enlightening.
seen.
I will say, in watching the latest season of Crashing, I saw just in HBO's here's our spring lineup, an ad where I saw 10 seconds, and the 10 seconds I saw are Daenerys and Jon showing up at Winterfell, and Sansa being Winterfell is yours, my lady. And this was right after we finished season 6. I was no!
Yeah.
I was, this is actually
that's
a big
bad.
thing.
I saw that same thing. I was a little bummed that they showed that.
So, and I was that was me trying to stay far away from everything, and you can't skip ads on Hulu at the beginning of the show, so that was kind of a bummer.
Close to the HBO sun there, Chris.
Maybe you should pay a little more for Adless Hulu, okay? You cheap.
Well, it is Adless Hulu.
But HBO has built-in ads.
Yeah, HBO shows their own shit before the show starts, so it sucks.
You guys ready for some odds?
Yes, let's go for the odds.
First thing. First person to perish in season 8.
Oh gosh.
Do you want our predictions first?
Are there
give me
odds?
some thoughts.
First person to die.
The Hound.
Oh no.
That's an interesting one.
He is very high on the list.
Okay.
Any names before I run down a little bit of this?
Hot pie.
You monster.
You're a monster.
Podrick Payne.
I hope not.
Oh my gosh. All
How
of them
sad
are
would that be?
sad.
For some reason, number 1 is the Night King. And I'm like, there's no way he dies before episode 3, right?
Okay.
Like, even if they have that big battle
Okay,
first, there's no way.
I mean, I see the logic there, though.
Okay.
I see the logic there. But yeah,
That's too
I
quick.
don't think he's going to be first.
There
There will be plenty of people who die fighting him.
Yeah.
That is all
That we
they have
care
shown though in that trailer. Though they haven't shown any of if there is a battle after that or a battle south. They haven't shown any of that in the promotional footage.
I mean, do we all agree? I assume there has to be.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
That seems the logical step,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But it could be a lot smaller scale than we think it is,
For
just
sure.
because of the aftermath of the
Yeah.
previous battle.
Yeah,
And depending on who wins that battle
yeah,
in the north.
true. I'm just hoping there's. Listen, let's get this Night King shit wrapped up as quickly as possible, and I just want to see the rest
You
of the
do
people.
love- you
that's
love King.
that's
You
what
love
I'm
King.
into.
So really, it's just gonna. Here's what's gonna happen. That whole battle's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna die, but like maybe Arya. And Arya is going to. It's just going to be the movie Hero from then on out, where she puts on a face and like goes in to meet the queen. She gets like to walk certain paces forward for killing all these people.
Oh, stop! I can only. I can only get so hard over here.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
All right, so I was wrong. These are not in order. So
okay.
I thought this was like a descending list. So the shortest odds, or the most likely to die first are Yara, Tormund, which makes sense of cares where he ended. Who else is really low? Euron, Theon. The Mountain is pretty high. The Hound is fairly high on the list. Like Bran and Dany and Jon are all really low. Like you could bet if you bet $6,600 and you were right, you would win like $1. So it's pretty bad.
Okay.
Ruler of Westeros at the end. The best odds. Who do you think has the best odds?
I mean, Dany probably, right?
Yeah, I would think
Danny
Yeah.
or John or
That's who I think
I
would
would
be
say
the
Dany
most
or Cersei,
satisfying for
but
me.
yeah.
It's Bran, then John, then Dany, then
I will
Sansa.
lose my
Whoa.
mind if
Bran?
Bran is sitting on that throne.
Oh, and-
I will freak out.
Gendry also in the top 4.
Oh yeah. I will say if that's the way it plays out, I hope he gets a lot of screen time this season because I'll be real annoyed.
it wouldn't
I'll be
feel
pissed.
fulfilling at all.
He's real
No.
good with him, but I mean, the lineage wise.
Sucks, though.
I mean, I think you could pull it off in like a sort of. You'd have to pull a lot of, like, subverting expectations on a lot of things,
and you'd have to.
that's kind of like
Everyone would hate
almost
it.
an aftermath like montage is like, and then Gendry took the throne,
Yeah.
and he was a good king for about 10 years before he sinned against God, and yeah,
The lowest odds that are listed are Euron, but he is almost twice as unlikely as Cersei, and then Jaime. Tyrion and the Night King also both have decent odds.
I want to meet the person who puts a lot of money on Euron Greyjoy.
Seriously, like, I'll put $50 in just in case, and there's your $50. Well, here's one we won't go over, but first female character to appear topless in the season is a bettable action
Oh my
on
gosh.
mybookie.com.
Of course it is.
Shame on you.
Do we have the like male dick version or
No.
butt?
This is very,
No, we don't,
Very
'cause
sexist.
this
No,
is
because people don't
bullshit.
care about that.
I mean, there's a lot of riled up people about the John's butt in season 7. So
I mean,
I'm here
we've
for
only
it.
seen what 2? Have we seen 2 dicks or just one?
2, we've seen
Oh, that one really aggressive
the
one.
Mummer
Yeah.
and Hodor.
Gross.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we've seen more dicks than that. We
Don't
saw
we see Theon's
the guy
before?
who guy tried to poison Daenerys in season
I don't think we
1.
see Theon.
We saw-
we just know
The
it's
guy who's
gone.
just waving
We saw
it during
his
the walk of
micro
shame.
penis.
Oh yeah.
Who else did we see?
Don't penis shame on this podcast.
He tried to kill the queen.
I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to shout some of these out because we're not going to go through them all. Okay. Will both dragons die? Is Bran the Night King? Who will kill the Ice Dragon? Will Arya complete her kill list? Who will Arya kill first in the season? Will there be a wedding? Is Cersei pregnant? Who kills Cersei? Is Dany pregnant? Will Arya live? It's just a bunch of will this person live?
Okay.
Weak.
But yeah,
be more creative.
I will say on the subject of Arya's kill list, I want Arya to kill the Hound, and I want it to be like a mercy killing. Like I want it to be a really bummer of a moment.
After the Hound kills the
like,
mountain,
it's like this
he'll be
act
like,
of love. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
that
what I
would
want.
be
put him out of his misery, but like she didn't do last time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
I think that'd be
I
really
would
good.
die.
And really
good. Get this. All right, so somehow the Hound has to kill him. This isn't going to happen because I think the order is the Night King battle, then going south. So this can't happen, but this would be what I'd want to happen, kind of, maybe. Just kidding. He kills, the Hound kills the mountain, right? Yes. Boom. Done. Now, Brienne gets turned into a white and has to fight the Hound again. He eventually conquers, but he is mortally wounded, and that's when Arya has to.
Oh, man.
Very popular theory that, well, we'll go through it as we go into theories.
Okay.
You guys ready for theories?
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything
Some of these I know better than others. I'm taking a list off of harpersbazaar.com. Melisandre will bring Viserion back to life. I find that very unlikely and didn't think of it. Don't care.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, no. Get out of here.
I would rather see Bran like warg into.
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I believe that is going to
That
happen.
would be cooler.
Yeah, Bran warging into a dragon. It's almost, it's like how Jon has to ride one.
Yeah.
Yara will ask Theon to kill her.
Why?
I also don't care about that one.
Yeah.
And don't.
I mean, she might ask him, but he's not going to do it because he's a little bitch.
Here's a better one. And I'll combine two here. Jaime will kill Cersei, or Arya will kill Cersei with Jaime's face.
Oh,
I would love that so much.
Really good.
That's pretty good.
So
that's a good way to fulfill that prophecy from the book too.
Yeah.
So, that prophecy, which talks about her children dying in the book, also includes that her little brother will kill her. And technically Jaime, and it's like a red herring because Tyrion's the little brother who wants to kill her, but Jaime is technically her little brother too because she came out first.
Yeah.
But I think either of those I'd be really happy with.
Yeah, I'm fine with either.
A lot of people think the Mountain kills Brienne, and then that pisses Jaime off, so he kills Cersei.
Okay.
We just talked about that. Jon Snow will find out.
I'm getting more excited about the season all of a sudden.
I know that got me really amped.
This one says Jon Snow will find out he's a Targaryen. That has to happen.
It's going to happen within the first 5 minutes.
Here's one that I don't think will happen, but I would love. It's another Arya one. Arya will become Lady Stoneheart. So Arya will die in Battle 1 and come back as like a zombie for Battle 2. I'm down with this.
It's not ideal for me as far as Arya goes because she still needs to. I need the Shakespeare arc.
I don't see Arya's future in this world. So
I'm fine with it as long as Qyburn reveals that he's had. Wow, I just forgot Madam Stark's name. I can't think of it. Catelyn. He has had Catelyn's body the whole time. Then he kind of like sews her and Arya into a Mecha Shiva type of forearms.
They just pull a Wolfenstein 2 and he puts Catelyn Stark's head on Arya's body. It's just like a giant full-grown woman's head on a tiny girl's body.
All right, next one. In order to win whatever, Jon has to betray either Bran or Dany. So he would have to kill his lover or his brother. The idea, I think, of his brother being connected to the Night King, which is the most popular theory, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Or having to kill Dany because she goes mad or something of the sort. But what are the chances you think Jon has to kill someone he doesn't want to have to kill?
I mean, that will happen. I think Bran is more likely than Dany.
Yeah.
But I think there are probably other people. I'm trying to think now.
Well, I mean, like, because if we think about the scenario, like, a lot of Northerners are going to be pissed that Jon's bent the knee, right? Mm-hmm. So who is like the most likely to actually do something about that? I feel like is the question.
I hope it's not little Lyanna Mormont.
I mean, that could be interesting.
But she is a firecracker. She will be the first.
She would be dope.
She will be the first.
So the other theory is Bran's the Night King. Bran started everything through his warging. He has at some point screwed up and warged into something in the past, or he may, in fact, somehow in spirit be Bran the Builder who built the wall, which is like the original Stark. There's all these theories about Bran being really tied into the Endgame that I don't mind if he has a significant tie into the Endgame as long as he is not the Endgame.
I just like that part of that theory is that Bran is his own grandpa, because that's a hilarious old cowboy song, and this would be an amazing new attachment for me to that song.
Did you ever see A Star Is Born?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm ready to remix that song, the Shella song, into being about him being his own grandpa.
Okay. Gotcha. I thought it was just because we had mentioned music and that.
That's how much I know. I haven't even rewatched. I would say the other thing. Do you think that Dany or Cersei gets pregnant or is pregnant at this point in this season?
I think Dany's gonna be pregnant for sure.
Yeah, I think
they talked about her infertility too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm on the same.
I did mention on the last podcast that we did my theory about that, right? Well, not like that's necessarily my theory that I'm pushing for. It's that there's a possibility that Cersei really is pregnant, but she doesn't get to keep the kid. That Daenerys will then take the child and raise it as her own.
About that.
But why?
Because hers was kind of taken from her.
Yeah.
And
I could see her doing that.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Samwell Tarly is writing a Song of Ice and Fire.
He is George R. R. Martin.
I feel fairly confident about this one, actually. I think he survives and he writes the story. And...
Can the epilogue type scene of like the opening shot in Fellowship, not the opening shot in Fellowship of the Ring, but when it's going through Bilbo Baggins' house and he's finishing the book, can it be that, but just like in Old Town, and it just gets over and George R. R. Martin turns around, looks directly into camera and winks, and then it says, "You can now purchase the rest of the books."
Oh my!
It just drops all 3 books.
What if he did that? That'd be amazing.
The finale.
I would buy those books if they were available at that moment. I would buy them faster than you could imagine. It'd be the greatest marketing tool in history.
It'd be amazing.
People who haven't read the first 5 would buy them,
and it would be like, oh my god, this whole show is a commercial for the last half of this book series.
Gurm, you bastard.
Gurm.
There are a bunch of really dumb theories on this list.
What are some of the dumb ones?
Jon becomes the Night King. Jaime kills the Night King.
Yep. Okay,
I'm not into either of those. Cersei will kill herself. That would be not fun. That would not be fun.
I don't know.
Depends how
it's all
she
about
did
the
it.
journey. Depends on how we get there. I could be into that.
She attaches herself to the giant crossbow and fires herself
and launches herself into a dragon that Bran has warged into.
And it just eats her.
I just want whoever is hand of the king at the end of this to have Jaime's actual hand pinned to their chest.
I just want it to be like I've been appointed hand of the king. He's just like looking at Jaime expectantly, and Jaime's like, "Sorry, so what do you want?" He's like, "I said I'm hand to the king." Just reluctantly, like, takes his hand off.
Or they just wear it over their hand, just like
it barely covers like all their fingers. Dumbass hand.
But they use it for everything. They don't even use their good hand.
Put chalk into it and draw chalkboards that they also invented. Because I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen a chalkboard in Westeros.
Kyber's probably working on it though. He's got to keep his formulas somewhere.
Do we want to go through the death list?
What's the death list?
Of people who
everyone
have died?
Who has died in this show.
Sure, let's have our in memoriam section.
Yeah, if someone could play the in memoriam music.
Yep.
In memoriam, we remember them. They have all died.
Ooh, okay.
Some of them suck.
I think this might be in order, actually.
Okay, good. So every death that has occurred thus far in the Game of Thrones. Should I just read it?
Just read it fast. Yeah.
Waymar Royce, Garrett, Will, John Aaron, the Cat's Paw Assassin.
Who the hell is the Cat's Paw?
Like I said,
is it the guy with the knife who gets killed by the wolf?
It just says, throat torn out by Summer. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Micah, Lady,
Mike is the butcher's boy.
Okay. I'm going to do this without laughing now. Okay. Sir Hugh of the Vale, Curlikit, Sir Willis Wode, Will, Heward, Jory Cassell, Wallen, Stiv, Sir Vardis Egan, Prince Viserys Targaryen, King Robert Baratheon, Varley, Vayan Poole, Septa Mordain, Sirio Farrell, Stable Boy, Jaffer Flowers, Othor, Mago, Kutho, Lord Eddard Stark, Rhaego, Khal Drogo, Miri Mazdur, Master Crescent, Bera, Rakaro, Yorin, Lami Greenhands, Rennick.
His name was Lami Greenhands?
I'm so much more sad now that I've read his name out loud. The Lannister Guard, a tortured prisoner, Stafford Lannister, King Renly Baratheon. Oh, yeah, that's Renly. Okay, yeah. Emin Coy, Robar Royce, The Tickler, Sir Roderick Cassell, the High Septon, Sir Amory Lork, Drennan Erie, Sir Alton Lannister, Torrin Karstark, the Spice King, the Silk King, the Copper King, Winterfell Shepherd, Billy, Jack, Borva, Harker, Stone Snake, Mathos Seaworth, Sir Mandon Moore. That's real close to Mandy Moore. I'm just going to point that out. Tom, Maester Lewin, Lauren, Dagmar, Pyatt Pri, Corin Halfhand, Dorea, Zaro Zoandaxis, Sir Jeremy Mallister, Hoster Tully, Master Torturer, Bannon, Craster, Lord Commander, Jared Mormont, rest in peace, Krasnus Mona Claus, I don't know how to read that one, Grayson Mueller, Lord Beric Dondarrion, Willem Lannister, Martin Lannister, Lord Rickard Karstark, Roz, Marrow, Prendel Nagezin, White Walker, Old Man, Oral, Unborn Stark Child, Queen Talissa Stark, Wendell Manderley, Greywind, King Robb Stark, Lady Joyous Aaronford, Lady Catelyn Stark, several Frey soldiers made the list. Lowell, Polliver, Tansy, Sir Axel Florent, King Joffrey Baratheon, Sir Dantas Hollard, Guyman, Ollie's mother, Osnak Zopal, Great Maesters, Locke, Carl Tanner, Rast, Dying Man. He had it coming. Biter, Rorge, Lysa Aaron, Kegs, Blackjack Bulwer, Mully, Molestown Whore. She probably had a name. Ralph Kenning, Adric Humble, Oberyn Martell, Pipar Thenwarg, Dongo, Smitty, Stir, Ygritte, Gren, Cooper, Donald Hill, Magmar Tundaweg, Zala, Jojen Reed, Shay, Tywin Lannister, White Rat, King Mance Raider, Mosador, Medgar Serwyn, Lady Serwyn, Janos Slint, Merchant Captains, Barristan Selmy, Master Eaton, Gita, Master Aemon, Lord of Bones, Loboda, a White Walker dude, Carsey, Princess Shireen Baratheon, Water Dancer, Myronese Champion, my favorite, Hisdar Zolorak, Selyse Baratheon, Gordy, Simpson. It's crazy.
Gordy and Simpson.
Yeah, Simpsons never die, which is crazy. So
they go on for 25 seasons.
Stannis Baratheon, Miranda Marin Trant, Marcella Baratheon, Jon Snow.
Hey. Thanks, Elvis.
A Bolton officer, Arya Hota, Doran Martell, Maester Calliope. I don't remember him. Tristane Martell, Roose Bolton, Waldo Bolton, Bolton Baby, who we've named Waldo, Balin Greyjoy, Gerald Hightower, Arthur Dane, Great John Umber, Shaggy Dog, Bowen Marsh, Othel Yarwick, Alistair Thorne, Ollie, Ego Akko Osha, Khal Ralco, Khal Brazo, all the calls just dead as shit. Summer, Three-Eyed Raven, Leaf, Hodor, Aerys Targaryen, Brother Ray, rest in peace, Brother Ray, Steve, Riddell, Gattens, Morgans, Brendan Tully, Lem Lemoncloak. Also mad that I missed out on that and didn't get to spend more time with Lem, Lady Crane, The Waif, Bellico Panemian, sure, Razdal Moraes, Rickon Stark, Harold Karstark, John Umber. Not even going to try that one. Ramsay Bolton, Grand Maester Pycelle, Lance Lannister, High Sparrow, Loras Tyrell, Marjorie Tyrell, Mace Tyrell, Kevin Lannister, Tommen Baratheon, Lothar Frey, Walder Frey, Lyanna Stark, and a flashback. That shouldn't count. Sally's father, Obara-san, Numeria-san, Tyene-san, Elena Tyrell, many unnamed deaths. That's the official word on what happened in that episode. Randall Tarley, Dickon Tarley, the polar bear white, rest in peace.
Get out of your list.
Thoros Amir, Viserion, Benjen Stark, Lord Peter Baelish.
Wow.
That's a lot of dead
people. That is a lot of dead people.
And I care about maybe 6 of them, I'm realizing.
Lemon Cloak? Lamy Greenhands?
Lamy Greenhands, gone.
I've read the books. I don't remember anyone named Greenhands.
That's because I feel like that has to be a name that only exists in the show, because if you ever read that name, you wouldn't be able to take anything else seriously for hundreds of pages. But, yeah. Many have given their lives for our entertainment.
Yeah. That's a lot to the Army of the Dead right there.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, what if there's 30 minutes of an episode just dedicated to seeing everyone who's died as a white? It's just like this extremely long, and it's just like shot and just
Sir
told
Pounce?
for like 7 seconds. Oh my gosh.
Poor Sir Pounce. Did they list Sir Pounce?
They did not.
Didn't.
At some point, Cersei killed that.
Yeah.
I like to think she strangled it.
I think it's going to be revealed in
like
where in the timeline in this season. We'll probably figure that out exactly when that
Hopefully
happens.
Sir Pounce is the one who really gets the shining moment at the end here.
I think if you watch the extended scene where Tommen goes out the window, seriously just throws the cat out after him.
I mean...
The shame on your face after you said that, but that is very funny.
And take your cat with you.
It's just quiet. Everything's setting in. You've just watched a 14-year-old kill himself.
I mean, we didn't see it. Didn't happen, right? So, Bran wargs into Sir Pounce. Sneaks up behind Cersei, cat with a knife in its paws, up at her throat.
And it's voiced by Antonio Banderas.
And he has boots on.
And they just thought he was Sir Pounce because they couldn't understand his accent at first. Really, he was saying, Sir Puss. Boots. Let's get that on that betting website. Do they accept submissions?
Yeah.
Oberyn Martell, is that you?
Oberyn.
Well, yeah, a lot of deaths. Yeah.
So, with that being said, of who has died, let's get our final votes on who is dying and who is not, I think, in Season 8. Okay. I want to start with Tyrion. Is Tyrion living or dying by the end of this?
I think he lives.
I think he lives, but actually for being one of my favorite characters, I think if his death was done right, I would rather see him die than Dany or Jon, just because they're more critical to the ending, and one of their deaths, like, I just feel like it would be a little bit more inevitable, whereas Tyrion's would be a lot more like he has survived everything, he's gone through everything, and he still doesn't make it. I think he lives.
I think for me, there's a bittersweetness to Tyrion surviving, and things not going his way in the end. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, him still being alive, but still shitty.
Yeah,
is kind of where my mind goes for that.
Performer,
but...
like,
oh, that would be a little too
that happens
far.
For a time in the book. I'm just saying.
Does it really?
Yeah.
He has a dwarf girlfriend in the books.
He does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
After?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. They're not really. They kind of like you.
You can listen to our relationship podcast.
All right, let's move. Who's after Tyrion?
But what if Tyrion's the trigger for Jaime killing Cersei?
Yeah,
like that could be a thing.
Good. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say I'm like just barely over the line, like 51%. Tyrion's dying.
Okay. Are there people that we all agree will die? I think for sure the Hound will die. Does everyone?
I think both the Mountain and the Hound are dying.
Yeah.
The brothers will die.
Clegane's
Salt just
gone.
makes me sad to think
can
about.
he shove his face in fire? Can he put the Mountain's face in
That
fire?
would be
great.
That'd be really good.
But can the Mountain even feel pain at this point?
Yeah, but it'd be a lot better too if he was like playing with one of his toys, like maybe his sword.
What if? Nope. I don't know.
Okay, who else is? Sir, I think Jorah's dead.
Jorah.
I hope for
I'm
Jorah's
fine
sake.
with
He's
Jorah.
I actually think Jorah is going to live. I think he's
Really?
going to redeem his house, and I think he's going to rule his house. I think maybe Lady Mormont is going to die, and Jorah is.
Oh, that's some
She's
sad
scrappy.
Yeah, and then Jorah has to rule his house and kind of put the pieces of his life back together without Daenerys in it.
shit. Ugh.
What do you think about Daenerys? Oh, well, first, I think those two are going to come, and the little girl's going to be like, "You're my disgraced uncle. Like, get the heck out of here." And we'll see if Dany can talk her into being like, "Hey, he's redeemed himself." I think that moment happens with those three. Then.
I can see that.
That could cause some tension. She's like thinking he's guilty, and she's like, "Well, I've pardoned him because I'm your queen now." And then it's like,
I think Dany's going to die.
I think she's dead.
I agree with that.
I think Jon reluctantly sits on the throne at the end of this.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
I don't know. For me to be happy, she needs to be on the throne at the end, and I'll be sad if she dies.
That's the only way you
Because
can
that's,
be happy.
that's the end game that I've pictured from like the beginning of the show, is her sitting on the throne at the end. And so if she dies, I will be disappointed.
Fair.
Well, I think there's a good scenario where her and Jon both die. They defeat evil. They get the realm going, and then they are dead, and someone else has to rule while their child is raised in some way. Because this is a song of ice and fire, which is clearly Jon, and songs end.
I mean, that baby could come out a full-grown human,
That's
ready to
It depends
rule.
on what band you're talking about too, because this could be like a Rush song or
Freebird.
God forbid anything by King Crimson. I mean, we could be here for 12 more
I
seasons.
think more of a Frank Zappa type of.
This could be a Godspeed You Black Emperor thing where you think there's songs, but really it's just an entire side of one track. Anyways,
Jon, live or die.
I think John's going to live, but once again, I'm just barely over that threshold on that one.
yeah,
I think he'll live.
I see him living.
Arya.
I think Arya's living. So here's the thing.
I think she's gonna die, but I think it's gonna be after she's done her shit.
I think it'll
She's
be towards
done
the
what
end
she was
if
meant
she
to do.
does
Yeah.
die.
I think
I'll
she's,
be real bummed.
I think she's
I'll
going to
be
live, but at the same time, I
depressed.
don't know what she has to live for, really, because I don't think Arya.
kinda where I'm
I don't
at,
think
yeah.
Arya, who she is now, can exist in a world that is supposedly at peace.
Yeah,
Like,
I kind of agree with you.
So it's like I don't know. I'm torn on that one, but I think she's going to live. I don't know.
Sansa.
Live.
She'll live.
Yeah.
She's
I
been
think
through
she'll
too
live.
She
much.
might be the
can't
main
die.
character that I'd most likely say. She ends up being Wardeness of the North.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's where she ends.
There was someone I had. Oh, I think Cersei and Jaime.
Cersei dead.
Mm-hmm.
Jaime.
Honestly, I kind of think Jaime has to kill Cersei. Otherwise, I think he might even die in the first fight, but I don't think he will.
No, I don't think he will either.
It would be kind of a
gotta
waste
get
for
his
having him
Southern
go
redemption.
up there. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Missy and the Worm?
What? I don't
Sunday
know who
and
that
Grey
is.
Worm.
Masane and Grey Worm?
Oh,
Missy and the Worm is a great band name.
or a great morning radio show name. Missy and the Worm.
I think
I feel like
They're gonna
Grey
live.
Worm could die.
I think they're living because that's like one of those side audience pandering type of things. It's like it's only there already to be fan service. Like let's just
I
have
don't
that
know
be
if there's
the
a lot gained from them dying.
yeah. I don't think the impact of them like if he dies, Masana's just alone, and then everyone's like, oh, Masana has to suffer alone at the end. Like she's not a big enough character to make that. I don't know, an important enough thing.
I think the stronger impact for them is that they do survive, and it's like kind of a
Because I mean, like, I
on
think
the
most of
side,
the
you know?
Someone has
relationships
to
are
get a happy
doomed in
ending.
this.
Yeah.
To be honest, like most of
Yeah.
the relationships that are intact right now, I think are gone by the end.
Yeah.
So
I think that their deaths could impact Dany though,
Yeah.
because those are like her peeps.
And they've
So
now
I could
taken a
see that
back
having a
seat to
big-
Jon
yeah.
Snow's peep. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this lightning round through a few of these fighters because I have very little hope for any of them. Brienne.
Liv.
living.
I just want her to
I think
live.
she's living.
She could live and head the Queen's Guard, King's Guard.
Yes.
Nothing's
Live
gonna
or
stop.
die.
No, nothing's gonna stop that woman from kneeling down and swearing her
You
oath
really
to
think
somebody.
so?
So
Yeah.
if she has to come from the grave,
I want her to live in my heart. I want everyone to
All right,
live.
Braun.
Oh,
Bron's dead.
I think he's
Dad.
dying.
I think Dad. Yeah.
He's like my favorite character. What about
He is, yeah.
Davos?
Live.
Dead.
I want him to live so
Oh.
Except,
What if he dies and then is resurrected?
Davos is one of those people that I'm like, he's
Where's-
just that guy who's never gonna die. He's gonna die of old age, and he's gonna be real sad about it.
And he's gonna go back to his wife at some point.
Yeah, and he's got to be that voice that's just like always there, just being like, I've literally seen everything. Do not do this before someone does something really stupid. Like, that's just his lot in life.
And then
I
he'll
feel
have a
like.
dream that he was old too.
Yeah.
It'll be so
Oh,
sad.
that was a
pretty
that was
sad.
a great death
And
moment.
his last words will just be like, Shireen? And then,
Oh my gosh.
That'll be-
That
All right.
hurt my soul.
Bran.
Dead.
Well,
Just because I want.
clearly that was a.
Is he alive right now?
Yeah. Is he actually living?
yeah, dead. I think dead.
I think he'll. I think something weird will happen to Brad.
I was gonna say, translated? Is
Yeah,
that an option?
yeah.
Like, turned into something else
I'm
that
thinking
dumb?
ending of 2001 type of shit. Like, not like the trippy inner room type of thing, but like he gets absorbed into something
Into a
else
dragon.
Into
more
a
alive, but
yeah,
not
more
in
grand.
his body.
He becomes one with the magic force. He's the comet. The comet that was already in season 2. That's him. There goes Bran. Every 12 years.
What about Cersei? She's dead. We already
Dead.
touched
Oh,
Dead.
dead.
Melisandre.
Dead.
Dead. Sure.
She,
Yeah.
no, 'cause she's like,
That
you
makes
and I
sense.
both have to die in this
Yeah,
strange
that's right.
country.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that
yeah.
leads me to Varys.
Who's
Dead.
dead?
Dead.
Which I'm
Sad.
really interested to see, like, how that's going to be
Yeah.
done.
Because he's just going to accept it when it happens.
Yeah,
I think
but
there's a lot of characters in the
I'm-
show who are ready to die.
I'm interested to see how they're going to make that, like, important. Because at this point, Game of Thrones has just become, like, an all-out battle.
Yeah.
And he's not that character. So it's like, how does he go out and how is it meaningful? That's what's interesting to me.
Euron.
Dead.
Dead. Thank
Theon.
goodness.
Dead.
Alive.
Alive, I think so, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, the
Yara.
Dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
So Theon is the only option to run the Iron Islands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone has to run that.
They've
And
kept
also
him
he has
around
to
this
kind
long.
of-
If he doesn't end up doing that, what was it? all
Also,
for?
he's kind of, I think that's the ultimate punishment for him.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's-
yeah.
Everyone, like, Yara dying, the only person he really cares about at this point, really. And, like, he has to go on the rest of his life knowing what he's done.
Do you think that there's a character we have not seen in a while that will reappear?
Good question.
The only one I can think of is Dario. Joining the Golden Company.
Serial
yeah.
Pharrell,
Oh,
Oh,
motherfucker.
Syrio, that would be awesome.
Riding in with his wooden sword, killing the Night King.
People,
Turns out, rarewood wood kills the things.
You heard it here first. Watch out for that.
The things.
We don't have time to cite all of our sources, but that's definitely true.
Got that one from Gurm himself.
I will say one minor thing I wouldn't mind seeing is just what a shit show Slaver's Bay is with Dario in charge. I would love for it to just be like a 10-second thing in the middle where Danny, like, after it's just like his big important thing happens and she's just like, well, glad that's over. I wonder how Slaver's Bay's going, and it just like cuts really quick and it's just chaos.
It's a
and
brothel
Dario
on
just, like,
fire.
killing people and be like, yep, this is what I wanted the whole time, and then cuts back and we never see anything else about it.
I wanted to end with, like, it's all done. We think it's over. It's like this serene, surrealistic moment. Then it cuts back, and he's just, slaughtering people. And he, he cuts someone's head off, blood splatter on his face. He comes up, he's, like, looking, breathing heavy, and then he turns and he sees this woman he's supposed to be with. And, like, then just the kinks start playing as it cuts back and forth between them staring at each other.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Guess
Or
too
wait, no, not the Kinks. What's that one song that's like, I search the whole wide world
I don't remember
just to
who sings
find
that.
you?
But I just know that I just always think it's Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I like this. I like this.
it's a good movie. Anyways,
Anyone else that we can think of?
that will show up. Mira Reed, maybe? Did she go
yeah.
back
She
home?
better
Yeah,
show
she went
up.
home.
Yeah, I would. I
wonder if
think
her
she should show
dad
up.
comes in and to help confirm
Yeah.
the John thing.
Yeah.
I feel like we're forgetting some people. We also are forgetting some people for the live or die thing. But
Is Sam gonna live or die?
Live.
Oh, he has to
I think he's
live.
gonna live.
Sam's
but-
living, Gilly's living,
Gilly-
the baby's living.
really?
Yeah.
They're all
I think
living.
there'll be another like happy. But that'll be a bigger deal.
Yeah.
than-
Well, because he's got to write the book.
Someone
Dolores
has to.
Ed.
Ed is Lord Commander. He has to.
Uh,
Who?
Does he go south?
I guess what does the Night's Watch do though after this is all over?
Yeah, here's the
Yeah.
thing.
The
I
wall
would think
is
they go
collapsing.
south, right? Because it's like,
What do they do with all their criminals then?
send them to Essos.
Tormund.
Tormund dying, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
if
that's
Brienne
for
leaves,
sure.
I want him to live because I want them to be in love.
He's gonna go to heaven with his Shayla. Their lover.
No. Oh, that'll be a sad one.
Beric Dondarrion, we were talking about him. He's got to die. Right?
Dead.
No,
Yeah.
he's dying.
He's dead. We're missing somebody. Who is it?
IDK.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are there any King's Landing people we're not talking about?
Oh, Qyburn.
Cavern. He's not even a
That guy lives. That man's
Yeah.
a cockroach.
He's a cockroach.
I just want.
He will
I want the
soak
last
himself
scene of
back together.
Qyburn to be him like escaping on a boat with a boat full of body parts.
Just like so many heads.
I was gonna say if Kyber does die, we get a shot like at the end of Iron Giant where that single screw just rolls forever, and it's just
Qyburn's
his arm
hand.
crawling onto his face, and then an eye opening. His eye opening.
That's awesome. What about Gendry?
Gendry, gosh, he's got to live.
I think he lives
He's
too. Yeah.
like going to be what continues Robert's line, and
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Does anyone find love in this final season?
Sam.
I think P found
Maybe
it like 5
Sansa.
years ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that their love survives. I
Lost.
should say.
Okay.
Sansa,
Sansa
and
and Gendry.
Gendry.
Yeah. I think
I know
Sansa
there's a
and
lot
Gendry
of
should be more.
Arya Gendry people will be mad about that, but
Yeah.
But
I'll
if
be a
Arya's
little
dead,
mad.
who
But I think actually
I don't think
I
Arya
really
wants
like
it,
that
though.
because then it is a little like hard for Arya to maybe accept that, not necessarily because she's romantically involved with him, but just because that's her friend.
Yeah.
And
They've been through it together.
even though she's kind of made up with Sansa, it's still there's still a little bit of that
Yeah.
tension between them.
For sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's pretty much the main people I care about, though. I'm sure I forgot someone, but I don't think I care.
Yeah, I think
I don't. So who rules at the end?
I'm Team Danny.
I mean, there's what we want and what we think's gonna happen, which sound like it's one and the same for you.
Yeah.
All right. Because I think it might be Jon. I don't know how much I'll like that,
Yeah.
but they have made such a big deal about it over the past 2 seasons about him being
Yeah.
the right. They even use the words like Jon is the rightful heir to the Iron
He's Azor
Throne.
Ahai. He's the prince that was promised.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
think
Jon.
it's John too. Of who's left, for sure.
Yeah. I would say the other question is: are the 7 kingdoms together? Like, is someone going to rule Westeros, or is it like it's going to be fragmented regardless? Because they talked about breaking the wheel. Well,
That's the only ending that works in my mind, because if we end it with someone ruling all 7 kingdoms, like, well, same shit again. Let's go. Like, it's good. Something has to drastically change with the government. I feel like for if that's even how it ends. Like, but if that's the case, that's what it has to be for me, at least.
Yeah.
well, I'm just excited. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to discuss?
I don't think so. I will say I'm fine with an ending where I'm fine with a pretty messed up ending
Yeah,
of
me too.
Cersei ending up on the ruling. I would be down with that because
Wow.
I think it would be an interesting journey to get there. And I'll be honest, Cersei is one of the most consistently interesting characters to
For
me in
sure.
the show, and I think that like everything they've written for her and has always been phenomenal for me.
Yeah.
So I that's one that I'm like, I would be fine with that just because I want to know how they do that and how many people they piss off. I want to watch people get mad.
I think that's a great idea, especially if the kingdom is like discombobulated, like everyone's their own thing. She's ruling over ashes. 'Cause
Yeah.
we kind of talked about if she's just sitting in the Iron Throne and no one cares,
Yeah,
but that's all she's ever wanted. Jamie's dead.
yeah,
Yeah,
It could be really
nice.
cool. So
She just sits on the mountain's corpse, and
he's the new throne.
he's the new throne. That's the thing. Do we actually see the Iron Throne get destroyed in some way? The actual sword melted throne, because I think it symbolizes so much of what's wrong
Yeah.
with Westeros.
Yeah, I could see
That'd be
that.
cool.
I could see that.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Sweet.
All right, well, we're 6 days away ish. I'm freaking stoked.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it, and then we'll. So yeah, we'll just be going week by week with the show from here on out, basically.
It's gonna be cray.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Rewatchers on the Wall Season 8 preview. We'll see you next week.